We're just going to show some of our slides. We're not going to really, we're just going to talk over them. We want to show you our work because that's the best way to get to know, I think, us. But we went to art school together. We were illustration majors way back in '85. And we graduated school when we couldn't find jobs. It was hard, but we found the most ultimate jobs, though. We worked for Hooters.
And NASCAR.
We wore those painted. He looked really good in those nude hose.
Yeah.
But
and the socks. Don't forget the socks.
Yeah. So anyway, we couldn't. There weren't any jobs for illustrators out there. It's a stock illustration is like stock photography. It kind of took a lot of jobs away from the artist that was trying to make it out there. And stock photography and stock illustration kind of drove the price down. So it was hard to find. Make a living out of it, really.
And that time period was late 80s, early 90s when everybody was a desktop publisher.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So anyway, we got jobs in the screen printing industry, which is like, anybody have a T-shirt on that has a screen print on it? Yes, so you are a part of us.
We've done it.
We got into the screen printing. Mark had some screen printing in college, so we started doing that, and we moved down to Atlanta. We're from Ohio, now we live in Atlanta. So we moved down here, we got jobs doing screen prints for T-shirts and all that stuff. It kind of helped us learn the trade a little bit, but so we hated those jobs, which I tell my students, you should get a job if you hate it. There's no excuse why you can't go home and do something you love. It's lazy, so you should always go home and do something. We worked around the clock. We had a job that we doing big boobs for Hooter shirts and NASCAR, fast cars, But we went home and we did what we love, and that's how Methane started. We were able to just spend our time doing something we love. So after a while, we got some big clients. We got started on music posters. We do a lot of Dave Matthews posters, and basically our passion is music and art, so it really kind of combined our two passions, so we were very lucky. But we kind of had to create our own niche. There wasn't a job out there for us as poster artists doing band posters.
It was started as a passion because we were looking. I mean, we had our day jobs and we were working towards trying to be illustrators, editorial, whatever. But the market dried up so much, and to a point where we kind of finally gave up. And I was like, screw it. I'm gonna print posters in my garage. I just want to have fun, And
his wife's like, wait a minute.
And going back in time, Robert was in a band, and. I enjoyed printmaking in college, so it was kind of like this marriage. And then Robert had
a second wife,
wife number 2.
Yeah.
But Robert met a lady who was starting a club in East Atlanta called the Echo Lounge, and she was from Seattle. And I remember looking at Chantry's poster and Kozik's and seeing all those works, and those guys started like in the late '80s, early '90s, and we were kind of like, if those guys can do that here, why can't we do this? Why can't we do it here? I mean, it wasn't really even we were trying to make money. We just wanted to do something to have fun, and with him being in the band and meeting the club owner,
KingLearjet.com. CDs for sale. I've got a bunch of them. They make really great coasters too. So one thing led to another, and we were able to quit our full-time jobs, and all these are screen printed. We're illustrators. We're on the 12-step program, Recovering Illustrators, and we decided all of our art is images we like. I mean, sure, we deal with bands, and there is some art direction there with bands like Jack White or Black Keys or Dave Matthews, and all of our art, we try to kind of focus on what the market is, the band. I think some bands maybe need a drawing like that, or some bands need a more serious tone. So we don't really have one style. We kind of adjust our styles to whatever the job is, and we've kind of found our little niche as far as drawing. We love to draw. Somebody said, you just got to do the work, right? And there's no substitute. Like, I get questions, how do you start this business? I'm like, well, just get good first. And get good at something, and then,
which is hard.
Then worry about starting it, So anyway, so we had developed this, doing posters for bands, band tours and stuff, and now we're kind of on this new adventure to go into like more of a retail, wholesale, where we just do images like we like naked girls or grenades, but I call it the girl-nade.
Girl-nade.
For sale tomorrow at the art fair. Flowers. Mark did this one. Just and we had one foot in the past and one foot in the his wife.
Do flowers.
Second devils and Skulls.
But you know, it was kind of a process. I mean, it was baby steps over the years because I had a family. You know, Robert's single, ladies.
Single.
Ladies. But you know, we worked our full-time jobs. When we come home, we worked to you know, midnight, 1, 2 in the morning, and you know, to the point where you know, I told my wife, "Is like, listen, it's you know, either my full-time job or you know, or this, or I go insane." So.
Yeah, we
insanity kind of.
Yeah, we draw pictures for a living. So we get down in the morning, you get pissed off or whatever. Screw this, but we draw pictures for a living. So we're very happy. We're not wealthy, but we get to like deal with so many different you know, artists or you know, job imagery. We can do whatever we want. But it's taken a long time. Like I said, you know, Hooters, NASCAR, big time wrestling, country music. My dad thought I had the best job in the world. You're quitting NASCAR? Yeah. But he was sick of getting like NASCAR and Hooter shirts for Christmas. So
it's been kind of interesting over the years because our business kind of evolved where we were trying to get more design work to now you know, we still do design work, but we can also do products for ourselves. So we do our own retail work. You know, we got a wholesale market, so we you know, we can sell our fine art prints, get design jobs. So it's kind of you know, it's a nice marriage.
Yeah, I think that the lesson is really if you can't find your job, make your job. You know, create your own niche. You know, build a field, they will come, right? But in a way, we're like an indie band that we might do posters for. Indie band does it because they love music, right? They're not worried about money. And we started because we love posters, we love art, we love music, and then the money will come if you just keep at it. But you know, all you can do is do your best work, and everything else will come. As you can see from the slides, we're kind of schizophrenic, of course, but we like skulls, we like flowers, you know. But as far as the art you're seeing now is a lot of it's hand drawn, but it ends up in the computer eventually, you know. And so there is a technical side that of course, the T-shirt jobs, they weren't great jobs, but they did teach us how to a technical side of it, you know.
Well, when we started working for the T-shirt companies, it was all done by hand. And a lot of these guys are, you know, they're cutting ribbolith.
That's our last slide.